In this video, I'll be speaking about the AD reports. This video will be most helpful if you're from the quality department or you have your day-to-day activities with the problem solving method. I will start with the history, then go through the different steps of the AD approach with the help of a template, and finally show the reference books where you can find more details on this topic. I'll be explaining most of the points in the customer complaints perspective because it's the highest level, and if you're able to manage the customer complaints, then you'll be able to manage the internal problems and also the supplier complaints. So starting with the history, AD is a problem-solving approach developed by Ford in 1987. The executives of the powertrain department wanted to approach and solve chronic problems where a single person or a single department will not be able to find a solution. The idea was to involve people from many departments to solve the issue together. Initially, it was named as TOPS, Team-Oriented Problem Solving. It is very interesting that even after 30 years, AD is still being used as a popular tool in manufacturing environments to improve products and processes. It helps a lot to identify, correct, and eliminate recurring problems. Before going to the different steps in detail, it's important to know where to use the AD approach. It's a waste of time if you're using the AD approach for simple problems where a single person can find a solution. It's advisable to use the approach for complex problems where many departments are needed to find a solution together. As the name indicates, the AD problem-solving approach has 8 steps. It's also called as 8 disciplines. The 8 steps are as follows. Step 1, team formation. Step 2, problem description. Step 3, containment actions. Step 4, root cause analysis. Step 5, defining the corrective actions. Step 6, verification of the corrective actions. Step 7, preventive actions. Step 8, closure of the AD report. If it's a complex part and a complex quality issue, you probably need the design, process and manufacturing departments and any other department based upon the issue. If needed, also add the customer and supplier in the AD team. Problem description is one of the most important steps in the AD approach. You need to gather as much information as possible before describing the problem. If you don't do this, then you could go in the wrong direction and end up using more time needed to solve the issue than it's actually needed to find a solution for the problem. If it's a customer complaint and you don't have enough information to describe the problem, you need to contact your customer and get more information like exact deviation report, any picture, videos, and where did they find the issue and what problems did this issue create in their production or testing, etc. It is the step where you make sure that no further non-conformance parts goes to the production. It means if there are bad parts at your customer side, your side or at your supplier side, you need to immediately block the suspect parts and make a sorting activity within 24 hours of the notification of the claim. If the suspect parts are at the customer side, you can request your customer to do the sorting activity and pay for it, or you can send an external company, or you can send your own employees to do the activities. For doing this, make sure that you create a sorting work instruction with OK and OK picture so that they can be able to identify the bad parts from the good parts. When somebody is looking at the AD report, they normally look at the problem description, the root cause for the problem, and the defined corrective actions for the root cause. So it means that the most important part of the AD approach is the root cause analysis. This root cause analysis can be done by many ways. One of the most common way of doing the root cause analysis is the 5-why approach or the Ishikawa diagram, also famously called as the Fishbone Diagram. In the 5-why method, you start with the problem description and you ask why the problem has occurred, and at the end of the 5th why, you find the root cause for the problem. Ishikawa diagram is used when you are not able to easily answer the 5-why questions. That means that you have many possible root causes and sub-root causes for this issue. I normally use 5-why for simple issues and Ishikawa diagram for complex issues, and also expect the people to use the same. In the VDA standard AD report template, you will be able to see a column for technical root cause and a column for systematic root cause. I have seen in some reports also the root cause for the occurrence and the root cause for non-detection. That means why this issue happened in the first place and why it has not been detected. For the root cause analysis using the 5Y and Ishikawa diagram, I'll be creating another video. If you are interested in it, please check it out. Once you have identified the root cause, it's relatively easy to define the corrective actions. The corrective actions shall be agreed and defined in a team, especially when there is a change in the process or an investment needed to eliminate the root cause and find the issues in the production. As the root cause has been identified for the occurrence and non-detection, also the corrective actions shall also be defined for both the occurrence and non-detection. After the corrective action is implemented, it should be verified for a certain time period if the corrective action is effective or not. You can decide based upon the issue how long you have to do this verification. It can be verified for a certain time period or batch or quantity of the parts produced. The most common mistake many people and companies do is that they do the AD process only until the D5. This stage is important to make sure that the issue does not reoccur in this product and also in the similar products where this issue can occur. In this stage, you update all the needed documents like technical drawings, FMEA, control plan, work instructions, and so on. And important is you don't update the documents only for this particular product, but for all the products in the product family or any product in your company where this problem could be possible. This is the final stage of the AD report. If you have completed it and corrective action is effective and you have done all the needed activities, please don't forget to inform all the AD members and congratulate the team members for the activities done. If you want to find more information about problem solving tool, you can order the VDA AD problem solving book. So VDA is Verband der Automotiv Industry. It's the most popular book used in Germany. These books are written normally together with the German automotive companies like Daimler, BMW, Volkswagen, etc. So to find this book, just go to VDA QMC. So I will go to the web shop. The web shop, just give AD problem and you will get the books related to the AD problem solving methods. And you find now in 2 languages, English and German. There are also some free contents available in the VDA QMC website. Let's check them out. So if I just give AD, then there is a link coming under the AD. I'll go there and you find content in many languages, and I will just go to the English one. The English one, you find the guidelines for using the failure cause categories. You find a free ebook in which there is a guideline written how to use the failure categories and a short description of the AD procedure. I will change the direction. So it is until D4. It is mainly to show how the failure cause categories can be allocated together. It's shown here: problem description, failure cause, and failure cause category. So these are the guidelines for using the failure cause categories. I will go back to the previous website, and there is also a free Excel sheet available here. And this Excel sheet, I will download the Excel sheet. I have just downloaded the free Excel sheet available for the failure cause categories, and in this Excel sheet, the first view, you are able to see level 1, level 2 and level 3 of failure cause categories and examples, and finally the ID for the failure cause categories. When we look at the level 1, there are different levels allocated from development, production, logistics, and failure cause unfamiliar or unknown. And we will have a look into one example. If we go to the production, and let's have a look into some process in which we bring two components together. So I will just have a look into the joining, and in the joining we have a crimping process. Crimping process is normally done when a cable shoe or some other components are connected with a wire. So you need a crimping machine with which you connect it together. And here the example of the failure cause categories: crimped insulation. So the insulation should not be crimped, there will not be flow of current, and missing crimp force monitoring. So these are the failure cause categories. If you are looking for AD template, you also have the possibility to download a AD PDF report from the VDA website. So just give AD problem solved to you and you get the AD report in Google, and you get the AD report template which you can be using for your work, or you can also create a AD report which is similar to this template.